Hello guys, so welcome to build update number 3, taking off from where update number 2 finished. I masked the leading edges of the wings because the camouflage wraps underneath there a little. I then sprayed the underside with a dark grey. I used Tamiya XF24 mixed with some XF1 black to do a night fighter version, and airbrushed the undersides, as you can see. I then added some white to that mixture to tone it down, and then airbrush some highlights, which you can see there. Next, it was time to seal that all in with a clear coat, so I used Model Master's gloss clear coat and airbrushed that all over the wheel bay doors and the underside of the aircraft. Next, we were going to move on to the upside, so I created my camo masks as I usually do from the painting instructions, measure the plane, and it worked out a scale of 2:1, so I blew up the painting instructions 2 times, and I then cut out the forms. I did the dark side first, cut those masks out, masked the plane, and then I airbrushed the first colour, which was the lighter green, which is the RLM 71 Dunkelgrün. I used Model Masters 4781 for that. I then toned that down with some white and put some highlights on, as you can see there. I then sealed that all in with a gloss clear coat, removed the masks, and excuse me, took a look at it, see how it all looked, and I thought it looked okay. So then the next thing was to mask over that previously painted colour and mask the Schwarzgrün in the RLM 70, and for that I used the Model Masters 4780. I mixed a bit of black with it just to make it dark, because I thought it looked a little too light, and when I was happy with the shade I'd created, I airbrushed that all over the plane, and then again I mixed some white with that to tone it down, and then I created my highlights, as you can see there. That's with the masking removed. And again I sealed that dark colour in, the Schwarzgrün, in with a clear coat, gloss clear coat. I then moved on to the V1 rocket, and I started off with the underside colour, the RLM 76 Lichtblau, as you can see there. I then moved up to the top side, and I used a olive drab Model Masters, and that's their 4728 in the acrylic. I airbrushed that all over, and then I added a little bit of white to it to tone it down, and then I put some winter camo mottling on there using the RLM 76 Lichtblau from the underside, and that's Model Masters 4786. I then sealed that in with a gloss clear coat, ready for decaling, and then I put everything on the table, took a few pictures to see what it was looking like. As you can see, I've got the V1 rocket, the plane, the propellers, the wheels, and the officer there. So the next stage is to move on with decaling. So I took the decals that came with the box, with the kit, they're 21 years old, and I started off with the upper crosses, the white crosses, and as you can see, after dipping in water, the decals just disintegrated, so they weren't very good. So that's probably the reason Freddie put this other sheet in there of decals, which I then moved on to, and it offers you 2 versions, one HKM, which as you can see is not the H22 version. It has the open canopy with a windshield, and it also had the white tail band, white rudder and white engine nacelles. And then it offers 1HAK, which is as I've painted it, except it has a yellow tail band. So anyway, I tried those decals out and they worked fine. So I started off with the upper port side wing, put the cross on there, and the yellow stripes and the yellow circle around the fuel filler cap, and I moved on to the port side, and then I did the port side fuselage off, front and back, that's the rear end, and as you can see, I decided to go with 1HAM, which I can't find any reference to, so I don't think that existed, and I thought it was appropriate for Christmas time, as that spells one ham, and we all like a ham at Christmas time. And then I moved on to the underside there, and I put the big white crosses on the underside for the as you can see, and then the last thing to decal was the two propellers. So I then sealed all those decals in with another gloss clear coat. I just gloss coated over the decals, I didn't do the whole plane. And then I took pictures of the progress so far. So there she is, all laid out on my table. That's as far as I've got so far with this update, and everything's looking good, I think. But what I want to do is, because I've made up a colour scheme, one ham, it's a non-existent serial number on the fuselage. I'm now undecisive because the 1H series of airplanes were H6 Heinkels, not H-22 with the V1 rocket. And talking of the V1 rocket, because the decals were on that old decal sheet, I have no decals for the V1 rocket now. So now I've come to a dilemma, and I want you to help me with that, guys. I want you to help me to decide whether to move forward with weathering as the plane is, or to do some additional painting to change how she looks now. So choose from one of the following four options and leave a comment. Option 1, do I keep her as she looks now? Or option 2, do I add a white tail band, which was common with the 1H version serial numbers? Or go with the white tail band, the white rudder, and the white engine cowlings, as you see there, which was common with 1H serial numbers? Or do I go to option 4 and do a winter camo scheme and airbrush RLM 76 Lichtblau all over with the swirly pattern, as you see? So I'm going to thank you guys in advance for commenting your choice of finish, and the option that gets the most votes in the comments will be how I proceed forward with this build. So let me know. I can't start weathering till I decide whether to go as is or with one of the other three options of choices I'm offering in this video. So thanks guys, thanks for watching, thanks for following this build. Appreciate all the great comments as usual, and I look forward to your choice of option to move forward with this build. Thanks guys, tally-o and chocks away.